Hi, welcome to live stream Yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today's class, CLENCH, focuses on glutes and legs. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify when you need to, rest when you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to begin today's class coming into a standing frame, looking towards the top end of your mat. Find more or less the halfway line of your mat and then step behind the halfway line. So you're somewhere between the end of your mat and the halfway line of your mat with enough room to take a little lunge step forward. We're going to begin by looking down towards the feet and maybe bring your feet in just inside of hip width distance apart. We'll begin with a little clench into the butt right from the get-go, and we'll start to play with a little standing donkey kick. You can keep the arms relaxed at your side, or you can place them on your waist, or maybe you'd like to open up the arms into T, so whichever feels the most intuitive for your body. Start by finding a focal point on the floor or wall in front of you so that you can help with your balance. You're going to bend your left leg, and you're going to start with the two knees more or less alongside each other. You're not going to change the angle behind your knee, so you're keeping the knee locks in the position, and you're going to use that little clench of your bum to give me a little donkey kick behind your starting point and then come back to your starting point. So you're thinking of floating the leg behind you and back to start. And you're using that little clench, that little squeeze through your bum to make the leg float up and come back to your start position. Beginning and ending with the two knees alongside each other and then floating that leg behind you and back. Let's do 4, 3, 2, last one. Come back to your standing frame, square up through the feet. We'll take it into a roll down. Nod your chin to your chest. On the exhale, begin to hollow out your belly, round out your back. Start to peel down into a loose forward fold. Then restack, realign your whole body as you come back to your standing frame. We're going to do 4 more, and just find a gentle rhythm of your own, making sure that you're moving with your breath. Allow your glute that was just working nice and hard now to just take a little stretch as you roll up and down. Making sure that you're working the spine, working the abs as you roll down and up. We're going to do 1 more. And then remember the side that you initiated your work on. So for me, it was the left side. And we're going to keep working the whole left side before we run through the sequencing again. So we're trying to load on that side. So the next time you find yourself in a standing position, you're going to take a lunge step forward with the same leg. You're going to set up a high lunge line so you can wiggle the back leg away and find your high lunge line first. Once you've found it, you're going to focus on your front leg. Arms are relaxed at your side or resting on your waist, whichever feels comfortable for you. You're going to extend and bend the front leg slowly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come back to your high lunge and translate it into a low lunge by relaxing your back, knee, shin, and foot to the floor. Focus on your front leg. Make sure that you've got knee over ankle and not knee over toe. So take a moment to just check your alignment. You can place your hands gently on your top thigh, maybe pressing off it, or maybe you're just keeping your hands on your waist. Whichever feels good for you. You're going to lift and lower that front heel off the floor. Maybe if you are resting on that thigh, you're adding a little bit more resistance and you're almost pushing, resisting the lift. Let's call that 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to end in the lift and you're going to hold that lift. Then open up your arms into little aeroplane wings. Keep the lift as you dip one wing off center and just pause here, reaching as long as you can through both sets of fingertips. Run a rod from the one wrist to the other and just keep lengthening through the arms. Keep that heel lift the whole time. Come back to center and then dip your wing on side 2 and hold that stretch, reaching long through both hands. Come back to center, reground your front foot and step back into a 4-point kneeling frame on the mat with enough room to fully extend the leg. We're still working on the same side, so left leg is still going to be working here. Start by finding a long tabletop line and maybe opening up your hands a little bit wider than hip-width distance apart if you're finding it difficult to stabilize on the mat. We're going to extend the left leg, so starting to drag and extend, looking for that equalizing of the weight first on the mat. Then float the leg up to a tabletop height, so you're not kicking through the table and you're not popping and rotating through the hip. You're finding a comfortable tabletop line. You're going to tap to the mat and come back to table 10 times. 10, 9, squeeze those glutes as you come back to table. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come back to table, draw the knee in towards your armpit and back to your start position 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, we're going to combine the 2 movements together. 1 tap to the floor, 1 knee draw. Tap, knee draw. Tap, knee draw. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, the last one. Draw back to 4-point kneeling and then drop down onto the forearms. When you're arriving on the forearms, you can either keep your palms down on the mat, you could even bring the 2 hands together, or you could even fist them if you like. We're going to be working same side, and we're going to find that little donkey kick again, this time on the forearms. So without collapsing through the shoulders, push the mat away with your forearms. Start to hover the left knee just off the floor. Try not to change the angle behind your knee. So hinge from the hip on the left. And give me a small little donkey kick up, giving me a squeeze or a little butt clench at the top. And then soften to come back down. Squeeze to come up. Soften to come down. Let's do 8, 7, keeping an active brace into your foot. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to end in the tuck position. You're going to soften your knee, bringing it closer towards your nose, and then kick up the leg behind you without popping and rotating. So it's a knee draw and a kick, or rather an extend to reach through your toe. So extend to reach, looking for that little squeeze through the glute as you extend and reach. Let's do 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Last one. Draw back to your elbow 4-point kneel, and then working the same side, that's the side that's going to be on top, you're going to flip over onto your side, still staying on the one forearm, not collapsing, so pushing off that forearm, keeping the ribs up nice and high. We're going to work a little active clamp. You're going to use the top hand to press softly with your palm the whole time on the top leg. You're going to open the knees, keeping the feet together, and then close. And the whole time you're pressing and resisting without collapsing, keeping those ribs up high. Let's shoot for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to be ending open. You're going to press and resist and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Remember which was your working leg. That's the leg we're going to work again as we come into a narrow bridge. So you're going to flip over onto your back. As you arrive on the back, you're going to heel toe your feet in, and you're going to try to give me a narrow bridge. So think big toes and knees squeezing together along the midline. You're going to begin in neutral spine with the arms relaxed at your side. Tilt your pelvis to the 12 o'clock position, imprint your lower and your mid back, then begin to articulate up into your bridge, looking for a nice squeeze through the glutes as you arrive at the apex of your bridge. All right. Then extend the right leg. We're going to anchor on the left, that's our working side, and you're going to start your movement with the two knees alongside each other. On the right side, you're going to float the leg up to 90 and back to your start position. To 90 and back to start. Keep anchoring on the left. Once you've got your leg lift going, if this feels good, you're going to add a heel lift on the left. So every time you draw the leg to 90, you float up onto the heel and then ground to come down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You should be feeling that glute on the left. All right, ground both feet. Find your narrow bridge. Glutes are nice and tight, even though the left one might be in a slight spasm. And you're going to gently just roll back down, reconnecting to the mat, maybe hugging both knees in towards the chest for a moment, stretching out through the glutes, making a tight little knee tuck. Then roll over, find your way back to a 4-point kneeling position on the mat, but tuck your toes under this time. We're going to do a modified child pushback, looking for that squeeze, that clench through the glutes. So you're going to push back, look for that tightness in your glutes, and come back to your start position. You're going to push back 10 times. 10, keeping your toes tucked under. 9, keeping belly to spine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to end in the pushback position, and then you're going to creep your hands, maybe tips of your fingers just pressing off the mat, or you could use a fisted line if you prefer. And we're going to do some double knee draws, trying to look for more work into the glutes. So you're going to think of pulling up a really tight zip from your pubis towards your belly button to lift your knees off the floor, and then unzip to tap back down. We're going to do 10 of those double knee draws. 10, 9, 8, don't smack your knees into the floor. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and in the knee draw, walk your way back into a haunch line, pausing. We're going to roll up from here, so you're going to ground your feet. And then give me a half roll up, ending almost in a half seat. Glutes are working and your lower belly is sandwiched to the top of your thighs. Then begin to extend and bend back to your start position, trying to keep your hands on the floor if you can as you do this, or you can relax your hands to your shins or even the tops of your thighs. Look for a little half seat so that you can feel those glutes working before you extend to release. Keep your feet and your knees hip-width distance apart. Last one. Soft knees, you're going to ragdoll up, restacking, realigning your body. Make sure that you've got a little space behind you. So step forward if you need to. We're going to do a mini arabesque. Come back to your original standing frame on the mat, still working on the left side of the body. Hands relaxed at your side or placed on your waist. You're going to begin your movement by stepping your left leg just behind your hip line. Toe more or less a hip-width distance apart. You're going to squeeze or clench those glutes on the left to give me a little lift of your toe off the mat and tap back. It's not a donkey kick up. It's a long extend and reach through your toe as you lift and lower using that little squeeze. Think of your bum cheek as being a nice little apple that you want to take a delicious bite out of. We're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and in a lift and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, then hug your left knee in towards your chest. Look for that nice stretch into your glute. Relax the legs into parallel. Place the hands on the tops of your thighs and give me a table fold. So you're only coming into a tabletop line. You're looking for that stretch into your glutes. So you need to play with the weight placement in your feet until it feels like you've got the maximum glute stretch that you can get in your tabletop line. And maybe just soften through the knees, bring it into a soft fold, maybe hands on floor as you extend the legs, or maybe hands on shins, or maybe hands still in the tabletop line. Now let's work side 2. So soften your knees, ragdoll, peel up. You're going to find our donkey kick on side 2. So this time working the right side. Find your hand placement that works for you. You're going to bend the right knee, keeping the angle behind your knee steady and hinging from the hip, using a little squeeze in the glutes to give me a donkey kick up and back to start position. Donkey kick up and back. So you're starting and ending each lift with the knees as alongside each other as you can manage, and you're using that little clench in the glute to lift and lower. I lost count totally, so I'm going to call it 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Let's bring it into active recovery and take it into a parallel roll down. Nod your chin to your chest, hollow out your belly, round out your back, roll it down and up. Looking for that little clench in the glutes today, so squeeze as you come up. Then relax the glutes as you roll down, looking for a stretch into the glutes. And then as you restack and realign and find yourself standing again, give me a little squeeze into the glutes as you come up. Squeeze. We're clenching glutes today, not fists. Take out your frustrations on your glutes. Let's do one more before we set up our high lunge line on the right this time. So look for that little squeeze as you restack. Then unclench your glutes as you take a lunge step forward with the right leg. Take a moment to check your form first. So think knee over ankle, tucking the back toe under. Arms relaxed at your side or maybe onto the waist, or maybe even keeping hands to thigh. We're going to bend and extend the front leg. So extend to bend. Extend to bend. 8, look for that glute work on your lead leg. 7, 6, as you extend, draw up the energy along the quad. 4, 3, 2, we're going to bring it into a low lunge from here, relaxing the back, knee, shin and foot. Find the hand placement that works for you. We're going to lift and lower on the lead leg. So bringing the heel off the floor and regrounding. Maybe you're pressing softly with the top of your hands and adding more work for yourself, or maybe the arms are just relaxed or at your waist. I'm going to call that 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to end in the lift. Keep the lift and find your aeroplane arms. Big breath in. Dip your wing off center to one side and just pause here, reaching as long as you can through both sets of fingertips. Look for that long line from the one wrist to the other. Keep the heel lift. Come back to center. Dip your wing on side 2 and stretch long as you can through the arms. Get a nice little stretch into the lower belly at the same time. Come back to center. Reground your front foot and find your way into a 4-point kneeling frame on the mat. We're going to be working the right side of the body this round. Make sure you've got enough room to extend the legs behind you. And maybe you want to open up the hands a little bit wider so that it's easier to stabilize on your 3 points of contact on the mat. Watch that you're not collapsing. So strong arms, strong core. All right, let's extend the right leg behind us. Keeping as even as you can through the shoulders and the hips. You're going to float the leg up into table. Look for that squeeze through the glutes and tap back 10 times. 10, squeeze the glutes as you come up into table. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and in the table line, we're going to knee draw to the armpit or elbow and back. Knee draw and back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to combine. 1 tap, 1 knee draw. Tap, knee draw. Tap, knee draw. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come back to your 4-point kneeling frame on the mat and drop down onto the forearms. Without collapsing through the shoulders, set up the arms as is comfortable for you, or rather the hands as is comfortable for you. We're going to find our little donkey kick on the right. So think right knee hovering just off the floor with a soft brace into your foot. Squeeze the glutes to draw the leg up into the donkey kick, and then relax the glutes to come back to your floating knee position. 10 times we're going to come up into the donkey kick. So I'm going to call that 8, 7, 6, look for that squeeze, that clench. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. The next time you bring the knee back, start to soften the toe and draw the knee through your start position. And then float and reach with the leg. Tuck to extend and reach. Looking for that squeeze through the glute as you extend. Don't arc unnaturally through the spine and don't swing the leg back. It's a controlled reach and extend. I'm going to call that 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to find our way into our clam line, working side, right side on top, so my back is going to be towards you on this one. You're going to set up a high clam line, anchoring through your bottom elbow. You're going to use your top hand for resistance on the top leg as we open and close. Open and close. Maintaining your high elbow frame. I'm going to call that 6, 5. Remember to press and resist with your top hand. 4, 3, 2, and wide. Press, resist, and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Remember which is your working side, your right side. That's going to be the same working side as you flip over and find your way onto the back and set up your narrow bridge line on the mat. Heel toe in. So big toes flush along the midline. Knees squeezing into center. We're going to look for that butt work on the right. So the right leg is going to be your anchoring leg. Got it? All right. Begin in neutral. Tilt to the 12 o'clock position and start to float up into your bridge. Look for that little squeeze at the apex. Then keep anchoring on the right as you begin to extend the left leg, starting with the two knees alongside each other. Then pull the right leg up into a 90 line and back to your start. Keep lifting and lowering on the left. Once you've got the lift going, you're going to add a heel lift on your grounding foot. So every time you draw up to the 90 position, you come onto the heel and then float back down. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, whoo, glutes are speaking. All right, find your narrow bridge. Look for that squeeze. Bring it down with control. Maybe hug both knees in towards your chest and just look for that stretch into the glutes. Pause here. We're going to roll over back into 4-point kneeling from here. Tucking your toes under as you come into the 4-point kneeling frame. I'm going to give myself a little bit of runway this time. All right, so you're going to think, pushing back and looking for that stretch into the glutes, and then back to start. We're going to do that 10 times. Keep the toes tucked under, so it's a modified child toe breaker glute hybrid. So, working so much. All right, I'm going to call that 7. Look for that glute stretch as you push back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and in the pushback position, now we're going to do a double knee draw. So you're going to bring your hands closer towards your knee line. And you're going to use your glutes and you're going to use that pull up from your pubis towards your belly button. So you're pulling up a zip to lift the knees off the floor. and then you're unzipping to tap back out. Let's do 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to end in the lift, and you're going to walk back into a low chair position. So you've got, or rather high, halfway chair position. So you've got belly sandwiched to the tops of your thighs, either fingers on the floor, fingers on your shins, or fingers on your thighs. You're going to extend and then come back into your chair hybrid, chest to thighs. You're going to do that 10 times. Find the hand position that works for you. Look for that work in your glutes. I'm going to call that 8, 7, 6. Look for that glute work. 5, 4, 3, 2. End in your chair-like position. Ragdoll up. Squeeze your glutes. Restack, realign your body. Make sure you've got enough room to arabesque out. Arms relaxed at your side or resting in your waist, or maybe opened up to the side. We're going to find that arabesque on the right. So stepping the right leg behind us, big toe connected to the floor. Think long line from your hip to the toe. Use just the little squeeze, the little clench through your glute to lift and extend. So you're thinking extend and reach through your toe, not pop and rotate. Let's do 10, 9, use that clench, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And float it and hold for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Step your legs back to your original starting position as we come into a table fold, looking for that stretch into the glutes as you fold. So place your hands on the tops of your thighs, start to fold forward, and then play with the weight placement in your feet until you're feeling maximum stretch in the glutes. And then hold. Keeping belly to spine. Then for the next series, we're going to do a hand to big toe series, and you can do it standing or you can do it in a supine position. Or if you've got a bar or maybe a tabletop that you can place the leg on, you can even do it, you can even modify and do it on that tabletop or that bar. So I'm going to do it from a supine position today, finding my way onto the back. But remember, you could do this against the wall, or you've got a table that you can prop your leg onto. You can do that as well. All right, so I'm going to work from a supine position, lying on the back. And let's do left side first, since that's the side we worked first. All right, with enough room to play. You're going to relax your body down onto the mat. Just take a little stretch here, maybe wiggle around, relax your glutes first. And then you're going to draw up into an A-line hand to big toe stretch on the left. So you could do left leg looking up to the sky and just reach for the back of your leg. Or you could take a belt and loop it around your foot. Or you could play freestyle, grabbing hold of that toe. You're going to begin by bending and extending dynamically, looking to release the stretch, not just into the glute, but into the back chain of the left leg. And then just hold that stretch. Keeping your grounding leg active foot. translate it into a beeline stretch, taking the leg open to the side of the room. And once again, you could do this standing or lying down. If you are working at the bar, you are going to place your leg on the bar and you're going to turn your hips away from the bar or from the table that you're using as your bar. Then find your way back to center and we're going to ease our way into a modified pigeon. So start to bend your left leg. Reach with the right hand for the left foot. Start to bring the foot in closer towards your right hip. And with the left hand, you're going to push away. So you're thinking of this as a modified pigeon. And you're just going to hold here. If you're doing this standing, maybe, if you're doing this standing, you're going to replicate the same line here. If you're doing this against a bar or a table, you're going to rest the side of your left foot and the ankle on your prop, and you're going to push the left knee away. Find your way to center, maybe bending both legs, maybe hugging both knees in towards your chest, looking for that stretch into the glutes. So make the tailbone heavy and stretch into the glutes. All right, let's repeat on side 2. Find your A-line stretch with enough room to extend. So I'm going to have to just give myself a little bit of leeway here. Bend and extend as you begin, looking for that stretch and that release into the right glute this time. Whether you're standing, whether you're on the back, whether you're against the bar. And if you're against the bar or the table, you can place the arch of your foot into your prop and you can kick as you bend and extend. All right, then find your stretch and hold. When you're ready, you're going to open up into your beeline stretch. Pause here, just allowing for that delicious opening through the pelvis. Then bleed back towards the midline and you're going to set up your modified pigeon. And you could bend your support leg if you need to. So you're going to start to bend the right leg. You're going to reach opposite hand to foot. So maybe holding for on the outside of your foot. You're going to start hugging the heel in towards the opposite hip. And you're going to press away with your palm. And you're going to hold your modified pigeon for a few soft counts. If you're lying on the back, you're going to find yourself into a tuck. If you're in a standing position, you could maybe find your way into a table fold or maybe a full forward fold, looking for a little bit of a stretch into the glutes. And because I'm lying on my back, I'm going to use a little spinal roll to come back into the seat and give yourself a few rocks. Make your way into a standing frame on the mat. Heel toeing in, giving me a narrow stance on the mat. Standing up nice and tall, giving me a nice squeeze or clench into your glutes. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart to end off your leg playtime on the mat for today. Thank you so much for coming out and joining me today. I do hope that you enjoyed today's class. Till next time, keep it light.